Hello and welcome to this part 14 of Postman tutorial series, and in this part we are going to continue with the discussion that we had in part 13 and which was about mock servers in Postman. So in last video we had seen some advanced topics related to mock server wherein we saw how on the basis of API mock servers can return the response, and then we also saw how we can make mock servers as private, how we can generate the key, and we also saw how using the header for response code we can retrieve the different responses with that particular HTTP code. So now let's move ahead and let's check one more functionality provided by Postman mock servers. So in this demo we are going to see how we can retrieve a particular response using a header called as xmock response id. So essentially now the picture is that you have, let's say, 10 examples created for a particular request, and each of these example will have its own name, and this name is nothing but a unique id. And essentially whatever id that you will pass in this particular header while sending the request to mock server, what mock server will do is that it will check the value which is present in this particular header, and it will search the responses or the examples available, and it will search for that particular response for which this header id value match, and it will return that particular response. So you can see the flexibility that you get here. Whatever response you want mock server to return, you just create an example of it and you provide the id of that example in the request that you are sending it to mock server, and thereby you can make your mock server return any response that you want, and you get the good and rather great flexibility to have the control on the response that mock server sends back. So without wasting any further time, let's go to Postman and let's see how we can do that. So I have opened the Postman application, and as you remember last time we had created 4 examples in this get user. So when we send this request get user for user ID as 8, we get this particular response back from our mock servers, and our mock servers are situated in this mock servers tab on left hand side panel, and when I click on this mock server it gives me the mock server call log. So now what we are going to do is that we are going to retrieve a response on the basis of response ID. So before we see how we are going to see that, there are few things which you would need to know before that. So let me close the unwanted windows over here. Let me go to collection. So you can see this collection has 3 requests. Under every request there are some examples stored. So Postman provides its APIs in which we can get the information about these collections, this requests programmatically. So it provides those API using which you can get the details or the information related to the collections that you have in your Postman account. And for that, let me take you to the Postman API web page which gives this information. So I am on this Postman API page. So you can see that there are different, in API reference there are different kind of APIs which are provided by Postman, which helps you to get all collection, which helps you to get the information about single collection, and there are different resources on which these APIs are available. They are available on collections, environments, mocks, monitors, etc. So for this example we are going to stick only to these collections. So if I click on this get all collections, so you can see Postman provides this particular API, and what you have to do is that you have to pass the X API key header while calling this particular API. So using this X API key, Postman will identify which user it belongs to, or rather which particular Postman account it belongs to, and accordingly it will return all the collections which are available for that particular account or for the particular workspace. So let me copy this and let me go back to Postman and try to hit this API. So now when I send the request, I get this authentication error because, as I said, this particular API needs the API key to be passed as header. So let me go to header section and let me add X API key. So in last video we have already seen how we can generate the API key, and so what I have done is that I have generated that particular API key and I have stored it in a global variable, and I'm going to use that global variable here. So now let me call this API. So you can see now this particular API returns us two collection objects. First for collection A, which is this one, and second is the collection B, which is the other one. You can see it has the ID associated with it. This is nothing but the unique ID for this particular collection. So let me copy this ID. Similarly, for collection B also we have this unique ID, and there are other details related to whether this collection is public, whether at what time it was created, when it was last updated. So now we also have one more API. So let me go back to that page again. So this API was about getting the information of all the collections. So similar way we can get the information about one particular collection as well, and URI is same, with the difference of we also need to provide the collection ID in the request, and this collection ID is nothing but this collection ID is nothing but what we have received in the request, which is nothing but this particular UID. So now what we are going to do is that we are going to use this UID and we are going to send the request. So using this UID we are going to fetch the information about this collection A. So let me send the request. So you can see we received a lot of information back in the response. Let me just copy it and place it in Notepad so that we can view it easily. So you can see it gives the information of that particular collection. It has this information. Then under item we have this the names of different requests that are there. First was the token generation request. Then we have the response, which is nothing but the examples that we have added. Similarly we have create user, and for create user also we have the request and response, and lastly the get user, for which we had created 4 examples. So for this also you can see that these are the scripts that are in the test tab in our Postman. So whatever information that you see in Postman GUI, all information you can get using this particular get collections call. So you can see in the response, now we have different response configured. One was the get user example. Similar way we have this get user example 9 and get user example this error one which we had created, and you will notice that every test case has one ID, which is nothing but the unique ID for this particular response or this particular example. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to copy this particular ID. Let's say for this gate we have 4 responses. Let me show you quickly. See, you can see that we have 4 responses. So let me expand the first response, and I am gonna copy this particular ID. And now when I'm making a call to my mock server, I am going to pass this particular ID as X response mock ID. Let me just confirm the so let me just go to the get user request. And here, so now when I send a request, let's see what it returns. So you can see it gives us the response for user ID as 8. Now even if I pass the value as 9, it will give me the response for user ID 8, because this is the mock response ID I have selected in our response. So irrespective of whatever I pass, I am always gonna get the response details for ID is equal to 8, because Postman will select the X mock response ID or the response ID which we have sent in XMock response ID. So let's try to change it to some other value. So let's do one thing. Let's now use the mock the unique ID of the other response. So now I have copied the unique ID for this get user example 9. So let me give that ID here. You can see now we got the response for user ID as 9. So even if I now pass value as 8, I am always gonna get the response of 9. So this way you can make Postman mock server to return the response depending on this response ID, and this feature is very helpful when you don't want to take much trouble in writing any complex scripts or anything. You just want that we just pass this value and accordingly it will return us the response back to the client. So you can try it yourself, and in case of any issue that you get in here, you can let me know in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to help you with that. So I hope these mock server videos are helpful to you, and mock server concepts are clear to you in Postman. There are other areas also in this mock server which you can explore now on the basis of information that I have provided to you. And again, if you find this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, happy learning.